I am dizzy, I am nauseous, I am sweating, but most importantly, I am incredibly bisexual. I don't want to delay this. No delay. Hello, Chris. Hello, welcome to vtuber, part of the toxic yuri jam on itch. Oh, so many toxic yuris. I need them. I need them directly in my veins. Why was I never told about this? Why was I never notified about this? It's just like when I missed the toxic yaoi jam. Nobody tells me. Okay, I can't get too wired up. That's not the word for it. I need gambling. Oh, also the title screen is so cool. Look at this parallax. Get motion sick, get motion sick, get motion sick, get motion sick. Right? Right? Toxic Yuri Gem. Let me post a link to this game specifically. Yeah. It's good stuff. The squeal of the train wheels coming to a stop grated my ears, ringing off the walls of the high station ceiling. It ran one way from Jacksonville to Chicago. No stops overnight. Only one getting motion sick here is me. I suffer for love. Without a doubt, this was to be the longest train ride I'd ever take. My eyes wandered over to Audrey at my side, with her leather briefcase that seemed feather light in her hand. God! In comparison, my bag looked troublesomely fat and cumbersome against Audrey's thin case. All bags are beautiful. My gaze must have lingered too long, since she moved her hand to reassuringly nudge my own. I booked a whole compartment for us, so you don't have to worry about that behemoth you packed taking up too much space, Betty. Audrey and Betty, A and B. The acknowledgement of my shoddy packing made me frown. You should have told me to cut down on the clothes before I brought this stupid thing out. I wanted to see what your concept of light packing looked like. With a huff, I hoisted the duffel bag further up my shoulder, the strap digging hard into the muscle as if taunting me. Frankly, the trip had been a source of terror for me in the weeks leading up to it. I never lived anywhere far from Jacksonville. Never thought I'd leave it either. But Audrey said we're moving, so we're moving. The last thing I wanted was to look cold-footed at the door to the train in front of her. So, let her tease me about the baggage. As long as trepidation didn't shake my limbs, it was fine. And once, the crowd moved in a big heave, funneling in through the two-doored entrance. Light packing? If I can carry it, it's light. So true. It wasn't very difficult to keep track of Audrey, but the horde was almost overwhelming. Hands bumbled were purchased on the railings of the sides of the car, navigating down lines of compartments till they found their reservation. My already obtrusive bag now felt twice as heavy in the swarm, jamming itself between me and 1,000 other bodies. Ooh. I tried focusing on the little brass plaques on each compartment door, looking for a room number. We passed room 309, or I guess I said 3009, 3011, 3013. Audrey came to an abrupt stop in front of me, where she slid open a heavy wood door and slipped inside. Hastily, I followed her, shoving my belongings into the seat across where she filed in. The rush of the crowd dissipated not long after, abating into a few slow walkers fumbling around. Hey, look, it's me. Call. No escaping now. Audrey gazed at the train station, face inscrutable beyond a vague notion of satisfaction. She never liked living here, from what I could gather. Although it was hard to gauge her opinions at any rate. The gentle curve at the end of her lip was the best evidence of a good mood I was gonna get. It's a really good smile. The art here is really good. Slowly, the station began to move, crawling past the window, then hastening into a sprint. In a matter of seconds, the platform was all the way out of view, nothing more than a small point in the distance. I willed myself to feel nothing about it. Can I put on music? You got a phonograph tucked in that little bag? And not much else to go with it. If I didn't know better, I'd think you would book the trip as an excuse to use it. You'll be glad I did bring this once we're in the 6th hour of the trip. Sure enough, she miraculously pulled the bulky music player from her much thinner bag. In moments it was set up on set up on the table, disc already underneath the needle. Light and pleasant music crackled out of the speaker, starting very quietly but slowly swelling as it filled the car with an orchestra. You know this song? Oh, don't quiz me like this. Yeah, briefcase is holding. Wahoo! I know you've heard it before. Let me turn up the volume on my headphones. I don't know anything, actually. Surely you remember the artist. Don't mock me if I'm wrong. When have I ever done that? Every time it's happened. Well, I won't this time. You believe me, right? If you get it right, that is. I shuffled through my memory, trying to think of where I'd heard the tune before. Most of this sort of music sounded similar to me, and the titles were always in foreign languages. In the end, I just pulled out one of the more familiar names I could conjure. Surely not Rachmaninoff. Rachmaninoff, she says. All Russian names must sound the same to you. It's Tchaikovsky, dear, Tchaikovsky. You said you wouldn't make fun of me. I'm not. Rachmaninoff would be flattered if he heard you confused him for Tchaikovsky, even. Even though her ribbing was light, my cheek still burned with embarrassment. Ooh, We've got about 20 more hours of being on this train, dear. Lucky we should be spending most of it asleep now. Say we take 8 some hours out of that 20. What are we gonna do with the extra 12? And now what are we gonna do? It's Yuri, Ivory. It's some toxic Yuri. What a breakfast and dinner. I can't imagine meals will take more than a measly extra 2 off. Even a full workday won't fill a full 10 hours. Hope you brought a book for yourself then. I'll do you one better. Her hand disappeared into her bag, emerging again with a pristine-looking deck of cards. Ooh. The box was sealed with an unbroken little sticker promising a completely virgin deck. She probably got it over at the station, or maybe she'd kept it in her bag for this occasion. For a card date? Whatever the case, the point was obvious. Card games, huh? I love playing cards with my boyfriend. Not just any card games. A grandiose reveal, she dug out another item out of her bag. A thin bag full of plastic chips. Gambling. Now her slightly quirked lips were now broadly smiling. It's been so long since we played poker together, hasn't it? Oh, a woman after my heart. And how? All the reason we should play once more. Surely you don't just want to squeeze dough out of me. You can squeeze something else. I could never. Only so many chips here. She punctuated her sentiment with a shake of the bag. And how shall we play? Let's be structured about it. 3 quick games with a low mandatory buy-in. Whoever wins 2 of 3 games gets their spoils out of the loser. No buy-in. That'll end rather quickly. Told you I didn't want to bleed you dry, yeah? A snort unwillingly came from me at her audacity. Well, if you're so eager to be put in your place, I suppose I'll just have to play. With an ostentatious flourish of the hand, Audrey broke the seal of the cards and popped the box open. That's the spirit, doll. Her gloved hand slipped the cards free from her deck, cracking the stiff block into slabs and deftly shuffling them into each other. I kept my eyes firmly fixed on her hands, knowing the ways in which she liked to stack the cards in her favor. Audrey liked to pull fast ones in card games, but I had no reason to think she'd pull that one on me. That was one of the unspoken promises in our relationship, a unique kindness that Audrey afforded me over all others. Oh, that's sweet. Seals popped. As I thought about this once comforting reassurance, something deep in my stomach churned. Although neither of us spoke about it, there was an undeniable rift between the two of us. The chasm between my thoughts and my actions grew by the day. Could I really consider these rigged games to be something unique between us anymore? I pushed these thoughts away for now and drew my attention to Audrey's hands. I want to hold them. If playing games with Audrey taught me one thing, it was to pay attention when someone else shuffled. Her hands were as swift as ever, skillfully splitting the deck in two, then arching the cards and riffling the two stacks back into each other. I don't know how to properly shuffle, so I just tend to throw them and then stack them back together. As far as I could tell, there was nothing out of place in her movement. Once satisfied with how well the cards were mixed, she placed them in a singular stack in the center of the table. Same rules as usual. Naturally, we'll flip a coin for dealership. I'll call heads. From her pocket, Audrey dug a penny out and tossed it high. And in a firm sweep, she caught it on the back of her hand, covering it with the other. You're ready. Of course. Aw, and there's Betty. Oh, both of them are cute. Both of them are obscenely my type. Do you remember the last time we played? It's been about a year last time I checked. A year? For some reason, it feels like it's been longer. Hope that doesn't mean you forgot everything I taught you. My memory's not so bad. Sure. I can give you a refresher if you need it. I wonder why this is auto-playing at some points. Yeah, I'll just disable speech pause. I'm sorry, Ivory. As is established, I love a soft butch. I love a soft butch, Ivory. I love women in suits. I am sorry, I have the opposite taste in woman from you. I don't need a refresher about poker. Not even our house rules? Sure, let's go over the house rules. The first thing that you'll notice is that that's different to standard hold'em is that we handle betting a little differently. Ooh, real good hand. The three basic actions you can take are the same as usual: call, raise, or fold, but the way we handle incrementing bets is a bit simplified. When you call, you make your wager equal to your opponent's wager. Let's start with you calling for this initial hand. Go away, then, to places where dresses and hyper-femininity are appreciated. God bless, Ivory. Have a good one. Well, you should actually say check for reasons I'll touch on in a minute. Really good. Good. As you can see, when both of us agree to the same amount, the game progresses to the next betting round. Calling after your opponent is called, meaning you aren't altering your bet, is called a check. A check is what triggers the end of the betting round. Me, it really depends. I'm really not into hyper-femininity. I think I can take 70% hyper-femininity? 70% femininity. When you raise, you increase your wager by the total amount that your opponent's wagered. This is often the same as doubling your wager. What is happening? Yeah, so far these are regular poker rules. One time when raising means something different is when the round starts, because matching your opponent's wager and increasing your wager by your opponent's wager would normally be the same thing. Yeah. In that context, raising means betting twice the starting wager. Raise my wager. Ooh. Good. Notice how we didn't deal the next card? Yeah, the next deal isn't until we both consent to the wager. I think I get the picture. The last action, folding, is exactly what it sounds like. Yes, folding is surrendering your current wager and moving on to the next hand. Oh, you can mail the Diet Coke to me. I see. One last thing on betting. If you want to call or raise but don't have the funds to do so, you can choose to go all in Abyss. If your all in is a raise, your opponent can choose to either call or fold in response. After that, you skip all remaining betting phases and go straight to the showdown. Makes sense, given how increasing bets and game progression work. there's one thing that's bothering me. If we constantly re-raise each other, does that mean we could end the game on the first round? True. That would be rather silly, though. I don't necessarily think it'd be fun for the game to end immediately because one of us gets too carried away. So, how about this? To make sure we get at least a few hands per game, we'll put a hard limit on the number of raises per hand. Makes sense. Sounds fair enough. Does this include both our raises? Correct. Okay. Well, let's play out the rest of the hand. I'm feeling pretty confident in this, but then again, Audrey could have a straight here. I see. So house rule is limited number of raises. And what's that stack to the left? Is that just like cards that you know definitely aren't in play? That's pretty neat. Ooh. Oh, no, wait. Oh, she was missing a 7. She was so close to a straight. I went the 3 of a kind beats high card. Oh God, that was too close for comfort. Straight to the showdown with an all-in. My local casino doesn't do that. Then again, my local casino organizes 4-player poker matches, and they only end when one player has the brain cells. More brain cells to the IQ pot. There's one last thing I want to add to this, to mix things up a bit from how we used to play. What would that be? Hand and hold'em feel a bit stale compared to conventional poker now. Sure. There's all the combinations of whole card and communal card hands, but you don't exactly get a say in what your hand is. The game is entirely about knowing when to raise and when to quit, yeah? Exactly. So I say we borrow a page from conventional poker. Once per hand, you can burn your whole cards and then draw that many new cards from the deck. Ooh, that's spicy. Yeah, I see how that could be interesting. This is also an action during your turn, not something that progresses the game. So, each player handles it for themselves, not the dealer. Should we hold actual hands, Audrey? Got it. Let's play out another round. I want to see where I can go with this. This is bad. All right, have a good lunch, Chris. I'm gonna swap my... Man, come on! I guess if the final 2 are spades, I could aim for a flush? Nope, this ain't working out. Feel the basics coming back yet? They hadn't left to begin with. I can tell you're a tad out of practice, though. Out of practice? I'm joking, dear. You played without me, haven't you? Only a little. You've been playing so many other poker games, haven't you? Clue on how she knows that. My intuition's so unnerving sometimes. I'm quite amazed you can find time for it. Make it sound like I've been hitting casinos every weekend. Oh, have you? Of course not. And you've been capering off with your friends late at night to gamble away our savings? Is there maybe a little bit of trouble in paradise? You hardly even noticed I was missing. Yes, I did. I just didn't find it fit to mention. It'd be impolite to get at your heels over every absence, no? The girls are fighting? It's always politeness with you. If I left my pants zipper down, you'd let me go the whole day like that under the disguise of politeness. I'd give you a hint about it. Whether you pick up on it or not is your own matter. You can never just be outright with me, can you? It's worked out for us thus far, hasn't it? Aw. Besides, I don't mind if you squander all our savings playing poker with friends I don't know about. I'll just keep working like a dog to fund your vices. Stop playing. Let's just set up the next hand. What? Ooh, pocket pair. Use for 6. This looks right. Okay, so if it's another spade. It is not another spade, but I'll take it. I win. One pair beats high card. The face cards are so crunchy. Ooh. Oh, that's very intimidating. So she's probably got a straight, huh? Easy does it. Ooh. I think a 2 pair is pretty safe. 2 pair beats 1 pair. Seven, 8. Not great. This is nothing. Okay, I've got at least a pair. I'm doing it. So that's a 2 pair for us both, so I gotta hope that she doesn't have anything higher than a queen. Oh, so it's called a kicker. Kicker Queen of Clubs beats Kicker Nine of Spades. Tiny. Hey, nice consecutive cards. Hmm. Is a pair enough? Okay. I'm doing pretty good. You see, Audrey? Hmm. Okay, I won't be able to get a flush, but at least I've got a pair. Pretty okay pair, and if she's got a 3 and a 5, then she's got a possibility of a flush. Or a 5 and a 6. But a 6 is less likely since we've already got one in this stack and one in my hand. Ooh. A pair? I could go for some pairs right now. 2 pair. She could have a flush right now, but I think I've got enough of a lead that I could call it. Draw. Both hands are 2 pairs of 7s. Okay. Well, this is nice music. Oh, this is doing real good. I'm gonna angle for a straight, but if not, a low pair is hopefully good. Also aiming straight? I win. Straight beats 2 pair. I'm a genius. Ah, lucky you. Don't you mean well played? That too, sure. The arrogance. I won't be taking it easy on you from now on. You are taking it easy on me, little old me? Something is off. Compared to last round, she held those cards differently. The way Audrey moved her hands was... Surely my mind's just making excuses. No, Audrey looks far too smug right now. She did something to the cards just now, didn't she? Has she been doing that the whole time? But she changed. Something must have been altered. What is it? Betty? There a problem? I'm going to be disgustingly passive for this playthrough. Not really. Are you sure? You had a frightful expression for a moment. It's nothing really. If you insist. Can't prove she's cheated, so it's better not to say anything at all. Reflects badly on me if I lose my composure over a slight I may be mistaken about. When is Audrey not so surreptitious after all? Perhaps my anxieties are getting the better of me. Betty? Yes, back to the game. I believe it said on the page that the outcomes of the matches doesn't really matter. But the thing is, I want to win anyway. Oh God. Sure? I win. 2 pair of kings, kicker ace of spades, beats 2 pair of kings, kicker ace of hearts. God, that was stressful. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Two pair beats high card, I win. Okay. Got enough of a lead that I can get a bit risky with it. Little risky with it, little frisky with it. Okay, now time to play it safe again. This is bad. Sure, whatever. Let's see who's got the bigger kicker. Oh, kickers don't count for this one. Was it because we all have one full hand? So kickers are only if you've got something like a 3 of a kind or a 2 pair or something that doesn't take all 5 cards. I see. I'm not awfully familiar with all the rules of poker. I just love the sport. This isn't doing well for me. This also is not doing well for me. Ooh. Okay, now I'm on the back foot. If I could get a 5 or a 9. A pair is nice at least. tilting the scales ever so gently. Clean pair of aces. Even though she was the one to bring in the raise limit, she really doesn't hold back on it, huh? You gotta go all in. I see. Well played. Now, I think your poker face could use some work. It wasn't an invitation to critique me, you know. You looked like you wanted it. But what? I think you might need to schedule an eye appointment soon. Don't be such a sore loser now. For someone who supposedly hasn't played in ages, you seem to return to form quickly. You're trying to accuse me of something. Accuse is a strong word. Really, I have hardly a moment to play nowadays. I don't mean to brag, but they do keep me in high regard at work. Whenever I'm not at your side, they have me at all hours of the day. Simply exhausting, you must understand. Thus, no time for games in my schedule. Oh, I wouldn't know. Guess it's a good thing that you found such success. Verbally, things are not so prosperous for me. What's going on with you two? Aren't you happy I'm so good with Liszt and Chopin then? Oh, is she a pianist? Of course, I'd still be a pauper if you weren't, obviously. Oh, I'd be much happier if I could simply work for my own needs. Nowadays, it feels like she takes any opportunity to flaunt this flowery position she holds. Does she seriously believe this doesn't hurt my pride at all? Maybe it's on purpose. Her sense of humor is always so cruel. Besides, I'm simply a better player than you by nature. Well, now you're just putting on airs to frustrate me, aren't you? You catch on quicker by the day. Whatever, let's just move along to the next game. Before we start, I'd like to make one amendment to the rules. And what, pray tell, would that be? We put a cap on raises to prevent the game from ending early, no? Needless to say, we made it to Game 3. And we raised the stakes and removed the re-raise cap. Sounds suitable for a grand finale. Let's do it. Sure. Oh, God? Audrey? Sure. Flush beats one pair. I win. Take your dang chips. How bitter. We're only playing a game, dear. Game or not, it's real money I risk. What does it matter if it's in my hands or yours? I give you everything you want already, don't I? What kind of power play is this? Is she really cheated, or is she trying to enact some type of punishment on me? He lounced and wrenched it away while putting the loss on my shoulders, like I'm a child to her. You've got such a nasty expression. Since when have you been such a sore loser? Well, let's tally the chips now. I'd forgotten we were only playing to 2 wins. What do you look at that? I've come out with the most. Lucky me. Now, luck's got nothing to do with it. Since you've cheated in place of it, I imagine. Aw, flattery. It does pain me to see my hard-earned money go, you know. I should hope you really won't just blow it all on cigars. Please, stop be saving it from the fate of being lost in a juice joint. I don't appreciate this depiction of my character you make. I want a juice joint. Just a place where you can get juice and hang out with people. A bar, but with juice. I figure it's time for dinner at any rate. You said it was provided by the train, yes? Of course, complimentary with the tickets. Audrey swept the cards together, packing them back into their deck case and pocketing them. She slid out the compartment chair and opened the door, holding it for me to follow suit. It felt cinematic, the idea of eating in a train car. Or maybe romantic. It's not as if we often treated each other to luxuries like these, much less gourmet dinners. Multiple times I found Audrey eating cheap snacks and candy at her desk after getting home late, so her choosing to eat food like this wasn't a matter of a picky palate. I wasn't sure what to expect from such a high-class menu. I found my stomach grumbling in anticipation. Perhaps it was the sentiment of being taken out that distracted me from my frustration with Audrey's playing. Even though we'd committed ourselves to each other, we seldom did couples activities. Sometimes I forgot that we'd even been formally engaged in the first place. Engaged? Fiancé? I followed her lead closely to the dining car, squeezing my way around other passengers in the cramped corridors. My own hunched gait felt so pathetic behind her confident strides. To make up for my own unease, or perhaps just to focus, I tried to memorize the number of the cars going up to the dining car. 4012, 4013, 4014, 4020, 4030. When we got to the dining car, passengers were very scarce. On one end of the table, there was a small rack accompanied by an attendant carrying magazines, chessboards, and other games to pass time with. At the other hand, a lone pianist sat at the edge of his seat as he gracefully worked the keys. His grandiose swaying was the only thing in the car that outwardly reacted to the love song. I expected Audrey to hurl another quiz at me, but she made nary a remark, nary a comment. I would have been able to answer correctly, too. Liebestrom number 3, one of her favorite list pieces. I had no problem finding a table with 2 seats, tucked away neatly by the window. I had no time to admire the countryside whizzing by before a passing waiter handed us menus. Words typeset with tasteful thickness lined both sides of the menu. I quickly read through the options, but deciding on an entree was another matter. Some items were utterly foreign to me. I tried to imagine what oysters Rockefeller or shrimp cocktail might taste like in my mind's eye, but came up blank. I ended up going what I ordered at my usual haunt, spaghetti and meatballs. For whatever reason, this caused a twitch in Audrey's lip. No desire to experiment, Betty. Is that a problem? Figured you'd take advantage of the opportunity is all. Just wanted a familiar meal. No issue with that. I hope you don't come to regret that. What is that supposed to mean? Nothing at all. Eat what you want, dear. Her attitude confounded me, laced with some undeniable, untraceable passive aggressiveness. It came up on me with no warning, no warrant for its existence. And aimed at what? My pedestrian choice in food? Whatever it was, I tried to give it no mind and to avoid provoking her further. I could go for a burger from the local Korean barbecue place. They do good Korean barbecue, but they also do really good burger. It's not like a bulgogi burger or anything. There's no particular, Korean barbecue ingredients. It's just a normal burger. I'm not sure why I like it so much, but it's a really good burger. What do you have? What are you having? Just chicken and cake, I've decided. And you were cross with me over wanting pasta. Not cross, just curious. Fine. You've already eaten this whole menu, haven't you? In fact, I have, and you will too in Chicago. The mention of the city formed a little pit in my stomach. The anxiety I felt in the train station ebbed over the course of our game, but now returned with a vengeance. Will life really be so different there? Of course, like you wouldn't believe. Different enough that I should find a modicum of success that comes to you in droves. Who knows? Won't matter either way with the position I have there. My stomach continued to roll at the prospect, her words doing nothing to abate the stress. As if taunting my nausea, the food came out to our table luxurious and warm. Prickliness in my stomach forced me to settle my unease quickly before I got food into my mouth. Even though it smelt so appetizing, I could only manage a few bites. In addition to the usual work, I have been requested to play for a few moving pictures. Oh, you hadn't told me that. It's not too important, just an extra bit of work. Playing for film's just extra work for you. Yes? I'll bet if the King of England asked you to compose for his court, it would just be a side job as well. And what's with all this temper from you? There's no temper at all. I just mean to acknowledge all of these accolades you're accruing. I can make neither heads nor tails out of what frustrates you, my dear. When could she ever? I feel like my parents are fighting. That's how you know this is the peak stuff. Always rubbing in all her success when I still couldn't find a decent job. And smugly denying any acknowledgement of how frustrating that was. I couldn't stand her casual tone even more than usual. I think I've finished my food now. Even though your plate is still full, my stomach feels unwell. Hope it settles soon then. Without a goodbye, she dismisses me from the table with a wave of her hand. My head buzzed as I navigated back through the belly of the train, trying to remember the number of my own room. The doors were all so similar, the glossy oak doors only identifiable by their modest number plates. How easy it'd be to confuse one entryway for another if you weren't looking at the tiny numbers. When I first boarded the train, the claustrophobic corridors felt unnavigable. Now alone, they felt too large for just one person to use. Like a mansion reserved for one lonely millionaire who had to decide which master's room to sleep in. Luxury felt like a pair of shoes that were a size too big. Our car was still a couple of rooms down, but I stopped at a door labeled 1019. I kept the number steady in my mind, repeating it wordlessly since we were at the platform. Hi, Call. That's right, Yuri. The girls are fighting! Even now, as I approached the room, the ditch looped and looped like a hymn. The door belonged to the same class that Audrey and I had, and outwardly appeared to be identical. Even though this room could belong to anyone, I already knew who slept here. I gently rapped my knuckle against the door in a pattern, one knock, followed by 3 short ones. The door cracked and opened an almost inscrutable amount, egging me to peer in. Voice lowered, I greeted the person behind the door. Cora, is that you? Audrey, Betty, and Cora. Oh my god. Betty, come in quickly. A slender hand tugged me into the room with a surprising amount of force. Just enough wits about me to close the door as I was rushed inside. Ooh, pretty. Gonna take a sip? I am so thirsty. Oh. We know. Thank you, Call. Internally, the compartment was the same as my own, albeit with one less luggage bag on the seat. And of course with a different person waiting inside. Before me was a pale young bird. Her face, done up with makeup, was aglow with excitement, and her hands were demurely folded in front of her. My Cora. Betty? Immediately I drew her into my embrace. Oh no! You made it inside all right. Wasn't a problem at all. I missed you loads, Betty. Sorry I made you wait so long. Oh no. Oh, don't worry about that. All that matters is that you're here now. They're not sisters, are they? Please be sisters. In that moment, her selfless reassurance made me want to cry. When we parted, I made sure to school my expression into composure. Cora's smiling face looked so carefree, in a gentle way, unlike Audrey's cold grin. Oh, God. Without thinking, I reached out to affectionately pinch the skin of her cheeks. Her resulting giggle nearly healed my spirit in a blink. How have you been, Betty? You were sweating this trip like it'd kill you. Riddled with stress, being frank. Thinking about Chicago is enough to bring me to tremors. Work search taking its toll? Quite so. Yeah, me too, Betty. Me too. I swear, you're resilient like an ox. I'll bet there are plenty of opportunities up in Chicago. A smart girl like you is bound to find good work. Besides, there's a lot more progressives and unions there, too. But is that enough? Surely you're not trying to say you're unqualified, are you? Because without a doubt, you're more clever than any fellow I've ever met. I don't say things like that lightly, you know. You flatter me. Not flattery. And bias. No denying I adore you, but I'm a rational woman. A light giggle escaped my lips at the word adore, unused to the blatant affection. I think Audrey is plenty affectionate with you. Audrey doesn't seem to think the same. Betty! Really now? She seems to think all that matters is that she's got work. No faith in all that I'll get anywhere in that department. You always talk about how that girl doesn't respect you at all. I have no idea why you stay with her. It's difficult, Cora. She's been paying my bills for 3 years. So, only because she wants you to move in with her. It can't be because she likes you? Oh man, power dynamic really is something difficult to navigate, though. It's part of why I really want to hurry and find a job at some point. And also why I at first hesitated to really tell Ed about my feelings. Lose her house, give her no choice, gamble away all of her money. She already said that she'd forgive us for doing that, and that she'd just work twice as hard to make up for our vices. But since all of this isn't voiced, it's hard to tell when someone's being sincere and just talking a weird way, or if they're being sarcastic. And I am not holistic enough to tell either. If you ask me, I think that girl just likes having you on a leash. Real? Real? Really? 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 You promise? You really think so? Girls like you don't really see you like an equal, Betty. Promise? Cora. A part of me wanted to jump to defend Audrey at that moment, but a little sinister part of me emphatically agreed. I'm serious, she's bad news. And what do I do? My brother has a place in Chicago. I was gonna stay with him when we got off. You can stay with me and him till you can find some good work. Okay, the way that Cora says that she has a brother in Chicago means that these two are definitely not siblings. Hey, Betty, do you know what an emotional affair maybe is? An emotional affair? Just leave her? Just leave her. She doesn't actually want you to succeed, Betty. I want to see you happy. For some reason, the sentiment turned in my gut. Cora made me happy, she really did. Unlike Audrey, she could stand to be sweet every now and then. Her voice was nice too, real maternal-like. But when I thought of leaving Audrey, my head throbbed with guilt. Beyond just paying my bills. It hurt even worse not knowing exactly why. My moral compass must be fussy about my meeting with Cora. It's not as though me and Audrey had some written agreement of faithfulness. But there was an unspoken expectation of union. So when they say engagement, they just meant just a general term for their relationship. In all but documents, we were married. Naturally, I should feel guilty over splitting with her for my lover. Oh! Cora seemed to pick up on that, moving to caress my shoulder. You don't need to do it right now. Come back to me about it after sleeping, okay? Of course, she was more understanding than Audrey would be in this situation. I ought to go back to my own compartment. Cora nodded knowingly. It's best if you did. I love you. I'll see you in the morning. Oh, God. Yeah, we're in a relationship, and that relationship is not defined in any specifics I have to adhere to. We didn't have a serious talk about it. We're just going steady. He placed a chaste kiss on my lips, fleeting and soft. Touching my fingers gently to the affected point, I moved to leave my seat. In the corner of my vision, I could see Cora's hand flinch to keep me there. Good night, Cora. I forced my lethargic body out the door. I love toxic yuri. The return to our compartment felt blisteringly long compared to the walk to Cora's. With some apprehension, I pressed open the doors to see Audrey already seated. There's no way Audrey doesn't already know, right? Audrey is clever. She already knows, doesn't she? She looks none too perturbed about my prolonged absence. Welcome back, dear. No comment on my tardiness. Not even a snide comment on being lost. Just a friendly greeting and a placid smile. I love that placid smile, though. The ache in my heart worsened, tightening like a screw turned too far. Against my better judgment, I brought the subject at myself. I kept you waiting, haven't I? Such is not the case. I've only just gotten here myself. You enjoyed dinner, then? It was fair. Not as risky as you made it out to be. Well. Come now, we ought to sleep now. Indeed, the sky was a slick black outside the window. I really like that term, slick black. That's a nice turn of writing. I should write that down in my little notebook. The little phrases I encounter that I enjoy. Like describing a color by its texture. Good stuff. Brings to mind oil, which is fitting for the atmosphere. Good right. The seat in the compartment reclined back, making for a comfortable enough bed. This will knock 5 or so hours off that travel time, eh? Well, the excitement must be tiring for you, I imagine. It's been an eventful day for me, true. Sleep soundly then, dear. And Chicago will be there for you tomorrow. Though her words served to frighten me further, exhaustion found me quickly. My eyes drooped shut as soon as the light in the compartment went out. For the duration of the night, unconsciousness gave me a brief reprieve from my heartache. We're going to run ads for a second, okay? I'll see you in about 3 minutes. Yuri. I was woken not by the sunlight, but by the soft shuffling of cards and soft music. My eyelids fluttered open, adjusting to the brightness of day. As my ears signaled, Audrey really was shuffling cards. Cards for breakfast? Beside her, a cup of coffee sat steaming on the table. Before I even said anything, she commented on it. I slept straight through breakfast. You didn't wake me? I figured you'd like a drink in the morning. Thank you. When I peered into it, I saw that the black liquid had been diluted with milk. 2 sugar cubes sat on a lid placed beside the cup. Audrey had never done my coffee before, yet knew how I enjoyed it. Oh, I wasn't sure how to commend her for it, so I showed my gratitude by simply drinking it. You ever heard of a thank you, Betty? Are you ready for another bout? Already set it up? I didn't mind to wake up, I suppose. Why didn't you wake me? Surely you're not too tired to play. I just woke up. I need my breakfast. It'll be good to warm up with. I'd not be so childish to think that this game was innocent nostalgia this time. Resolutely, I dug a spare coin from my pocket. I'll call tails this time. Fine by me. Did you sleep well? As well as I could have. You dropped like a fly. You said it yourself, I was very high-strung last night. Must have needed the rest desperately. Of course, I'm glad you were so comfortable. It was like watching a well-cared-for baby. Only I didn't rule. If you did, I'd have a photo of it to keep up on our wall. And now let's just play. Yeah, feeling pretty good about this one. Oh my god! That's totally cheating. No, wait, no. 5 aces in a deck. Audrey, you have 2 ace of hearts. No doubt about it, that is cheating clear as day. There is no such thing as an on-suit pair. Oh, near title drop. She's gotta be showing off on purpose, too. Oh, she knows that we're cheating. Audrey's too good a player to let that go unnoticed. Do I mention it? I feel as if she's goading me into something right now. I didn't have proof last time, so I didn't retaliate, but for this one, should I just bring it up? Or should I fire back? I want to end this meaningless war, so I'm just gonna speak up. Audrey, you know your hand right now is illegal. How so? Oh, see how she smirks. Haunting. Oh, I won't be goaded into playing into this farce. Undo what you just done. I have no clue what you're talking about. Here you go again with this unheated temper. Unheated? Oh, she's gaslighting us. Let's just move on, shall we? I'll let this random outburst slide. She brushes off the conversation so quickly. Full house meets 2 pair. I win. No, you're so on edge with me. Am I? It's like you're not comfortable around me anymore. You not trust me, dear. With what? Taking care of you. Oh, mentally sick, but physically thick. I love you, Ed. Ed, what if it was the roaring 20s and you were getting taken advantage of by a professional musician who says you don't have to work a job because she'll keep on taking care of you? And also you were both girls. What then? What then? I was giving her the benefit of the doubt until now. Like, we knew that she cheated at card games, but surely she wouldn't cheat with us. Oh, she is taking advantage. Why would I have fears about that? You always talk about how well things are going for you after all. And you don't seem the slightest bit reassured by that. Oh, they have completely different expectations of the future. Oh, their dreams are incompatible, yet they refuse to let go. What makes you say that? I told you you've got an awful poker face. Can she really tell all that from my face? But she can't notice my real problems with Chicago. If you really had faith in me, you wouldn't go around keeping things secret. Excuse me? There's so much you don't tell me, dear. It's had cruel to leave me to guess around in the dark, isn't it? What are you accusing me of? Especially while you're cheating me right now. Cheating you while I'm just playing normally. You're still going on about playing fair. 'Cause I am. After all, Betty, you're the cheater around here, aren't you? The fields we play on couldn't be more uneven. Acting like I am accusing you without basis. You really are so unreasonable like this. Honestly, I don't know what you want me to do to prove my honesty. I've done nothing but support you, care for you, house you. But you're always acting like I'm going to drop you in a heartbeat. Not... When have I ever done bad by you? Tell me every time I've disadvantaged you, Betty. And tell me all that you've given me in return. How dare she? Still, I'm drawing a blank. It goes without saying that I'm in debt to her. And betraying her face to boot. But she's still... Never mind that, I don't like being so defensive with you. We're just playing a game, aren't we? Let's finish it, why don't we? Ah, chills. Ed, I'm hugging you. Ed, my sweet bunny friend who is real. Who I love. I'm snuggling up to your side. And pointing at the screen, pogging. I cannot stop pogging. You're doing great, babe. Mm-hmm. Man, come on. Straight beats two pair, I win. God, she's cheating so hard. I wonder exactly how scripted this is. Ooh. Now, wasn't that fun? I really missed playing with you, dear. I could almost believe she did. A great feeling in my chest returns. As well. I do appreciate all you do for me. Don't worry about that, dear. I know you do. You look horribly pale. Why don't you go and compose yourself? I fumbled my way out of the compartment, hands suddenly feeble. My own lapse in judgment frustrated me, like I seriously was falling for Audrey's stupid taunting. But she looked so genuine for a fleeting minute. At least more genuine than I'd ever remembered her looking. Like I, of all people, could hurt her. On instinct, I found myself at Cora's compartment door. Audrey's dismissal of me was commanding, like she wanted me to go here. Well, here I was. I knocked curtly at Cora's door, repeating our agreed-upon password. Shortly after, she pulled me into her room once again. In her eyes was worry, but not as piercing as Audrey's. The question was obvious. Betty, are you all right? Did something happen? I'm fine, I just... Uh-oh, that woman's gone and said something cruel, hasn't she? And nothing cruel. Audrey's never cruel. I just fear that she may know about us. Oh dear, has she threatened you? Maybe? I can't tell with her, never can. And for some reason I found myself thinking about when Audrey first left for that conservatory. Or the beginning of this lucrative music career she'd found. It's been 7 years at this point. She came to me so excited with her little proposal. When we both still had the same job, the closest to being equal we'd ever get. Audrey's always been lofty, but at the time, those were just idle ideas. Now she was taking entrance exams, performing at auditions, doing all these prestigious fine arts activities. It was the first time she genuinely seemed to surpass me. At first, her insistence on me joining her was casual. Oh, Betty, you do love math so much. You know, the college has a science program as well. Even though we'd study different things, we'd get our diplomas at the same place. Wouldn't that be nice? It was a dream she wanted to share with me. I was willing to indulge in it, but she got so serious so quickly. And when she got accepted, her proposition became so forceful. You complain all about how you hate this job, but here you are working at it. You seriously want to leave this sluggish life? Because you don't act like it at all. I have the choice. Oh, an A-type, I understand. Unlike Audrey, I couldn't just pack up everything and leave for college all on my own. She didn't have to live paycheck to paycheck like I did. And she had the audacity to throw a fit over how I wasn't willing to risk my entire livelihood for her plans. And I told her this, I really did. I would love to stay with you, Audrey, it sounds wonderful to study beside you, attend the same college. The promise of living close to you at all is nothing short of heaven, but I live on earth. You might be able to cavort with angels, but I'm stuck with mortal responsibilities. Frankly, I'm a bit selfish. I don't want you to go away for a bunch of years. I want you to stay with me, like a little fragment of heaven for my workplace. Even if I had to work here for 100 more years, if you were here, I wouldn't mind. Oh, the love. Don't you feel the same? Do I make you happy as much as you make me? Oh, God. It was like she couldn't process the idea at all. I'd be so greedy as to want to keep her, but too scared to follow her. The irony of it all is that I would have been right to trust her. Studying at that academy only did her well in the end. And what have I got to show for those same years? Even now, she's still trying to help me. Bringing me to Chicago is just an extension of her pleas for college. Here I am in the train she booked for me with another woman. Cora. Yes, Betty? I don't think it's going to work. What? This affair, I mean. I just owe too much to Audrey to be going around her back like this. Now, you're a real nice girl. It's fine. I can't expect you to just leave Audrey on a dime like this. You said as much. It's a difficult situation. I'm sorry, Cora. I've got my sibling to stay with. I'll be all right. I didn't mean to play with you like this. Betty, I said it's fine. Cora's plump lips quivered gently, self-restraint keeping them in a tight line. Even though she tried to seem relaxed, her emotions were written all over her face. Her own voice could hardly keep a straight tone, let alone a gay one. Part of me couldn't help but think she'd make a terrible poker player. Without another word, I bowed out of her compartment. I couldn't trust myself to keep my decision looking at her like that. My feet dragged on the way back to Audrey. I was certain she was going to interrogate me on my whereabouts. When I got there, she never did. She just sat there and smiled brightly at me, chipper as always. She already knew, didn't she? I was certain of that from how she talked to me during the game. If she did, she seemed intent on not bringing it up. She just sat there and drank her coffee. Are you feeling better, dear? Really? Oh? My fingers toyed with the cuffs of my sleeves, antsy over curiosity. I felt my conscience gnawing at the base of my skull, a growing tension that begged me to let that ugly truth out into the air. It was as though the weight of keeping such a secret for years, came crashing down on me like a hammer, my mind buckling under the pressure. I found myself spiraling with questions. Was this a part of Audrey's mind games? A ploy set into place several hands before the trap was sprung. How long could I live with myself, not knowing how much Audrey knew? Could I keep up the act with such weight bearing down on me? If it went unaddressed much longer, it would drive me mad. I couldn't take it anymore. I have something to admit to you. What is it? I've been having an affair with another woman for some time. But you don't know her, and you never will because we've broken it off. I'm so sorry for having broken your trust like this. I shouldn't have... The words caught in my mouth. Even though what I admitted was so horrible, Audrey still smiled. That satisfied smile she did when things went the way she expected. Did she enjoy hearing this somehow? Thank you for telling me. I'm happy to hear this from you before anyone else. You really do trust me enough to tell me anything, Of course, I'll tell you everything always. Do you forgive me? The two of you broke up, right? Yes, of course. Yes, I couldn't stay mad at you for something like that. A gloved hand came up to caress the back of my head, gentle and forgiving. I let her pet my hair gently, giving in to her attention. For the first time since we left the station, I felt relieved. Oh, these expressions are real good. No matter what you do, you can always crawl back to me. Gaslight End! I love Toxic Yuri. I love Toxic Yuri and making myself motion sick. Myself and absolutely no one else. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. The game has 5 endings, and let me put a link to it again. Won't you let me take control of all those weary souls? I hope we have 2 other endings, titled Gatekeep and Girl Boss. This isn't a comedy, so I don't expect it, but could you imagine? Oh, man. Women. I love women. And I will send you guys to raid men. It is men time. Ramen. I could get some ramen. I'm hungry for so many things. Maybe the spaghetti and meatballs put me in a pasta mood. Thank you for joining me in Toxic Yuri. Yuri homosexual Yuri. I'll be sending you off now. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go! And to anyone who stuck around, this has been your host, Ray Fukunaga, signing off.